And with Barcelona now being 11 points clear at the top of the table, the La Liga title race is all but over. But I will have my fun and I will have my laugh when El Clasico comes around and I win the league on their head top. But until then, let's talk about what is happening. Because, guys, this is the Madrid to Barca podcast. It is back. You haven't had a show like this right now for almost, 3 weeks? But listen, I had to bring a special show because right now, guys, we already know when Real Madrid don't get what they want, when the season ends in failure, we always know that there's always some drama that always starts, whether it's the manager, the president, the players, somewhere. Keeping up with the Madridistas, as I like to call it. And today, ladies and gentlemen, on this special episode of the Madrid to Barca podcast, as you can see, usually it's me and Dave, but today I had to bring this fraudulent man like Timo Westbrook out here today to basically have his say as well. Because, ladies and gentlemen, big up to every single one of you. Make sure you guys smash the like.
I haven't heard that one yet. I haven't heard that one with the team.
Yeah. Warrior was the one who brought that. And I was like, you know what? I'll take it. But yeah, listen, man. Appreciate every single one of you guys, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, all of the beautiful stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys subscribe to these guys too. Link is going to be in the collab, guys. So make sure you guys go subscribe to these guys. But listen, without any further ado, let me introduce the guests. Man like Dave Talks Madrid, my fellow co-host. Dave, long time no see, brother. How are you doing?
Good, mate. Things all considering, who knows, mate? It's just like I'm waiting for the season to end, mate, so we can run it back next year again. Me and Will on the same boat, mate. We're waiting. Run it back next year, mate. They don't care. This season's done. It's over. 11 points. You probably could be 14 after this weekend. And then you never know, mate. Guard of honor may be incoming, mate. I don't think the Real Madrid players will do it. But
please, man.
Yeah.
You must.
Yeah, whatever, man. It happened. Man. The season's done. It's over. It's forgettable. We'll just go next season again. And that's it. Done. Finished.
Will.
I'm good, though.
Will. I see you got your shades on. Trying to hide your face, man. We can still see you. We can still see you, you fraud. Let me know, man. Listen.
Barca guard of honor.
You must, man. You must, bro. Principles, man.
No chance. There's no principle here. There's no guard of honor. I don't give a damn if you have secured La Liga before El Clasico. 0% chance am I seeing a guard of honor given to Barca. I don't believe in respect for your rivals. So I don't want to see good sportsmanship. I think that's trash. That's woke ideology. All right. But I'm doing good when I don't think about football. But then when I got to look at guys like Omar, the other Barca fans, then I'm not doing so good. So it just depends on, in what sense you're asking me. But I'm looking forward to the summer window, just like my guy Dave.
I mean, listen, it's the most beautiful time of the year. I keep telling people, man, listen, I heard you guys all season. Listen, Will, I've been here. You and I have been here all season, man. I've heard all kinds of waffle from you. And I've been quiet. But they always say, man, he who laughs last best. And I will have my moment. Do not worry about that. But let's get straight into the show, man. Because, like I mentioned, man, it's not just entertaining that Barcelona 11 points clear. As a Barca fan, I'm enjoying the news, the meltdown, the little chaos that is happening right there at the Bernabeu right now. Because I didn't knew this was going to happen. Right? Let's be honest, it's been brewing all season, right? From Alonso sacking, we've been seeing the mannerisms from guys like Vinny. We've been seeing the criticism that Mbappe has been getting. We knew eventually it would come to a head. It was kind of inevitable. A lot of Real Madrid fans were running away from it. I wasn't. I knew it was coming. My president knew it was coming, but it seems like it's come earlier than many expected because right now there seems to be a civil war brewing out in that Madrid locker room. Apparently, from the aftermath of the Betis game where you guys drew 1-1, there was a lot of criticism that came Mbappe's way, especially in the locker room. Apparently, the Madrid players, the staff there were not happy with the way Mbappe kind of reacted to the loss, right? He kind of threw, a little mini tantrum. I didn't really see much of it, but it seems like a lot of them were not happy with his mannerism. He didn't handle it well. You understand what I mean, right? And I've seen both of your videos, and make sure you guys go and watch their videos, guys. They already uploaded since yesterday, so make sure you guys go check it out. Basically, the talk now has been about this little Mbappe Vini situation now, because it seems like the current interim manager, depending on what happens in the summer, if he does stay or if he does leave, what we know about Arbeloa is that it seems that Arbeloa is more of a pro Vini than Mbappe. And it seems that a lot of the locker room as well, a lot of the players as well, are very much pro Vini than they are Mbappe. And now because of this, now there could be a potential issue here, because we know Mbappe is a Perez signing. He is the players, and this is something, Dave, I'm going to get into you first, but you have seen this before. You've seen this before. We saw this in the first Galacticos, when eventually the manager couldn't control the players and the players started becoming too powerful and they started going to the president and the president started getting involved. Are you worried that that is where the trajectory that this whole situation is going now?
I see Mbappe as the main problem, I've got to be honest. And it's taken me time to realize it, but I finally come about it because he's just all wrong for Real Madrid. I've got to be honest. Maybe not in the striker position. Obviously, we're looking at it and saying, okay, if he plays on the left wing, will he be the same situation? Probably. But I can't deny it because his lack of ability to work for the team and as a team player itself, he just stands out. You see every single match, he hogs on the ball too long. He drives into traffic without watching. Look, we were 3-2 up against Bayern Munich. The two players up front, Vinny's right next to you, bro. Like, why don't you pass the flipping ball? That would have won us the game, by the way. That moment would have won us the game. Why? Why don't you see Vinny in the position? You see, I clocked his head moving left. He sees Vinny running. No pass. Why? Is it because your ego's too big? It's because you want to get the accolades. You want to get the goal. You want to get the winning goal. What is your problem? His problem is that he wants to emulate, like, become one of the biggest Real Madrid stars of all time, your CR7s or whatever. You will never be that guy in the first place. So just work for the team. He will never work for the team. I'm sorry. PSG was just the last team where he was like, okay, cool. Can I work for this team? And he didn't. He didn't. Luis Enrique completely clears his head on that one, because when he left and all the big stars left, Neymar and Messi and all the big stars left, PSG started playing well together. And Mbappe was the last one to just say, okay, done. You know? So I'm just fully gone with Mbappe. I just don't want him to be in anymore. I've got to be honest. I can see his talent. I can see what he offers in front of goals. But if it's a detriment to the actual team, if it's detriment to Real Madrid, there's no point in him being here. I've got to be honest. Vinny, I would stick around his team 10 times out of 10 than Kylian Mbappe. Because I know Vinny likes to work with the players. I know sometimes he has a bit of ego when he runs and he tries to dribble past many players. And I see a lot of Mbappe lovers out there. Do you know the fanboys of Mbappe? Oh, look what Vinny done here. Look what Vinny done here. But Mbappe's done 10 times worse. Right? He maybe get the goals, but he's done 10 times worse in terms of hogging the ball, losing possession. This guy loses possession a lot, by the way, Kylian Mbappe. It's not just 1 time, 2 times in a match. This guy loses possession many, many times in a match as a striker. And I look at the Bayern Munich game as well. I say, why can't we have a striker like Kane who's back against the wall? And I mentioned in my video, a pass is fizzed into him in the central area, back against the wall, turns a little touch outside, and he bangs it past Lunin. Why can't we have Mbappe in those central areas? Why is he drifting off the left? Why is he playing Andrea Pirlo roles, mate? He's not that player. You're not that player. I'm sorry. You don't play deep line playmaker. You don't play flipping attacking 10. You try to go off to Vinny's side onto the left. Give Vinny space, mate, to run in and make the run so Vinny can see you. Because the reason that Vinny is running into people is because he's not in the area that he's supposed to be in where Vinny can make a pass early. I was watching highlights, mate, of Benzema and Vinny in the seasons that they played together. Watching Benzema's making the right runs 10 times out of 10. To factor in Vinny's ability on the left to go, okay, I'll pass one player, then I cut in and quickly. Why is Vinny in those kind of areas creative for Benzema, but he can't be creative for Mbappe. Why? Because Mbappe is an absolute fraud. I'm going to say it right now, I'm fuming at Kylian Mbappe. Completely fuming, you know? He is so poor, mate. So poor. I cannot stand him anymore. I don't want him to be in his team. I'm sorry.
Nah, listen, I'll be honest with you. As a person who's watching on the outside, he's definitely ruined the chemistry of this club. Because, I mean, listen, Will, I mean, you're one of the people, to be fair, right? You know, a lot of people,
Will would agree with it, mate. I'm not sorry to get to heat, but Will would agree with it because Will's seen it as well. And the only people that don't see it, want to have this narrative that, Mbappe's been here for 2 seasons, give him time to adapt to the strike area. Brother, we have time already to win trophies, and he hasn't won trophies for the club. Even the amount of goals that he scored, Pichichi last year, probably again this year. Like, how can your top scorer be at the top of the leaderboard and okay, cool, but we don't have a winning trophy? There's clearly something wrong there. Is it the team, or is it the defense, or is it the midfield? The defense has been poor, but not all that poor not to win a trophy, because Mbappe, first game Bayern Munich, how many chances this guy missed? I'm sorry to say it. The amount of chances this guy missed first game, yeah? Kane's banging at least 3 of those. Easy, you know? So what are we doing here? It's mad, mate. I can't stand the guy anymore. I'm going to run this agenda all next season as well, mate. I don't even give a shit, bro, anymore, because I'm fuming at this guy and all the flipping fanboys coming out, yeah, trying to defend Mbappe. No. You watch this guy. This guy is fraudulent when he runs with the ball sometimes. Technique poor, dribbling poor. Even his pace, even though he's still quick, yeah? He's poor, man. He's so bad. So bad at certain situations that I just say, what's the point of you being in? We might as well play with 10 men. We might as well play with 10. You know? Lewandowski, even in his old age, is better positionally than flipping Kylian Mbappe because he 100%. Has it up there. Simple.
I agree. He's a striker. I mean, at the end of the day, Mbappe is not a striker. And look, as somebody who, you know, our defense is no better. Our defense is absolutely garbage. I feel like the difference between our clubs is that our attack, despite, you know, me calling out my attack a lot of the times, that we have better link-up chemistry in our attack than you guys do. You understand what I mean, right? Because nobody's in each other's way, right? Even guys like Ferran Torres, as much as I criticize him, Ferran Torres is not going to Yamal's area or to Rafinha's area trying to get. He's in the middle. He's just not a good player in the middle. You understand what I mean, right? But, Will, now, a lot of people, you're one of the people, you know, you have been always running this throughout the season, right? And at first, right, I'm one of the people, I'll be the first to admit, I was one of the people where I was like, well, I feel like it's more of your loyalty towards Vinny that you are criticizing Kylian, and not much of, like, you know, what Kylian doesn't actually do in the team, right? But one thing I will say is, when we've seen Mbappe injured this season, and we've seen Vinny being the main guy again, you guys were actually playing well. Kind of like how you were kind of alluding to, where you were saying that the team plays better with Vinny and without Kylian. And when Kylian returns, all of a sudden you're back to being the way you are after the international break, right? Now, here we are, right? We are here now in a position now where this could cause serious issues in your locker room right now, especially with Mbappe's behavior. How do you feel seeing what is brewing right now at the club right now?
Yeah, I dropped a video talking about this situation earlier today. I'm not surprised at all. Not just because I think that Mbappe is the biggest problem on the pitch, but because we've essentially had 2 seasons of failure. So I expect there to be tension in the locker room, right? Because at Real Madrid, the common goal that the fans and the players, the board, that everyone that cares about the club can align on is that we need to be winning trophies. And that's something that we've not done this season. And last season, with the ones that mattered, we didn't get it done either. So I expect there to be tension because on the pitch, it's not working. Now, what Dave was saying is music to my ears because I've been saying this for the last season and a half. It is very evident, right? Mbappe is not the only issue. That's not what we're trying to say. Obviously, just getting rid of Mbappe doesn't make Real Madrid the best team in the world. But if you take away the Pichichi, the Golden Boot, and if you think about it logically, Mbappe, in my opinion, is about 80% what is going wrong on the pitch. He causes confusion in the attack. In the front three, he's not where he's supposed to be. He's next to Vinicius. He's dragging the defense to make it easy for the left-hand side to be defended against. In the midfield, he's dropping deep next to Jude, next to Valverde, next to Tchouaméni. It causes confusion. It causes disorder because nobody knows where to go because he has this free roam. And the thing is, when you have an elite world-class player, they normally get to be able to have that option of going anywhere they want, like a Messi, right? You're not telling Messi where to go. But the difference is that, for example, with Benzema used to drop in deep a lot. Yeah. Mbappe does not have the technical ability, nor does he have the playmaking to be dropping as deep as he does. But the guy is selfish. He needs to touch the ball every 3 passes. Exactly. So he's going to wherever the ball is so that he can get a touch. The reason that it pisses me off is that he's a guy that I do believe he wants to win, but he wants to do it while he is bagging 50 goals. The main goal, yeah. He doesn't care if the team is performing better and then they win. At PSG his last season, Luis Enrique begging this guy to play for the team. The minute he leaves, Luis Enrique has PSG as the best team in the world, and they might do something that we've not seen since Real Madrid's three-peat, and that's defend a Champions League. So right now, Mbappe is in a very peculiar situation because he's scoring all these goals to the detriment of everyone else. Again, I'm not blaming him for Vinicius being shit in front of goal. That's not his fault. I'm not blaming him for the back line not being able to defend properly, like corners, set pieces, whatever. But I am blaming him for ruining our balance, our fluidity, and our chemistry. Mbappe is a massive problem. And big up to Jude because they said that's who's been calling him out. So, look, we'll see what happens. And if Mbappe is so unhappy, leave Real Madrid, bro. It's okay. No problems, brother. No issues. Thank you for the Pachichi. Absolutely. Thank you for the golden boots. Fuck off. Just go. Al Hilal, Man City, Liverpool. I don't care where you go. Just go. I'd even give them a discount. 80 million gets you Mbappe right now. I would give you a discount. Just go. Go. I'm telling you, just go.
Sell him to Barcelona, mate. You ruined their team as well.
Bro, you know what it is, Dave.
You know what's crazy, right?
People tell me that Mbappe's not a striker, right? And I give you that. Primarily, he's been on the wings. Sure.
Right.
But it's been 2 seasons. All you have to do is just attack open space. It doesn't take Albert Einstein to know what to do. This guy has the positional awareness and the footballing IQ of a doorknob. It just makes zero sense. It's almost like he's playing against us on purpose because I refuse to believe he's just that dumb on the pitch. There's no way. So, look, it is what it is, bro. Unfortunately, we're stuck with him for the next 3 years. We need a manager that can come in and that can tell him exactly what to do, and he has no choice but to respect it. That's what we need at Real Madrid at the moment.
Nah. I mean, look, I think that's definitely what you need. That's definitely what you need. And look, I'm going to be very honest, right? You know what the problem I feel like with Mbappe is? Well, and Dave, I think the issue with Mbappe is if you look at his career, right? Ever since his younger days when he was at Monaco, when he was just a youngster, you know what I mean? Breaking into the Monaco.
He was explosive.
Exactly. Right? He was just a part of him. And then when he brilliant. Exactly. Right? And when he went to PSG, he wasn't the main man. Neymar was when he arrived, right? So he could just be behind the scenes doing his thing. It was kind of after the pandemic when he really started to be the main guy. And basically the whole PSG team was kind of just built around him. And then the French national team was also built around him. Basically, if you look at Mbappe's career, if we're going to be honest, the best Mbappe's we've seen is when the team is built to his strength, not when the team is strong and then he's a part of it. They gave him Neymar and Messi. When we saw that front team, we thought that front team was going to kill it in Europe. That front team flopped. It completely flopped. It should have never flopped. But we saw Neymar, Messi, and Suarez do it. So the problem isn't that, it's a problem of ego where Neymar wants to be the main guy or Messi wants to be the main guy. We've seen these two players play with each other at Barcelona with Suarez, and it worked perfectly well. So the issue was, for me, I looked at Mbappe and I said, well, at the end of the day, look at how things ended for both of those players. Those players left. And a lot of it is because of Mbappe. Mbappe didn't want to really play with those guys anymore. You understand what I mean? And that's the problem I feel with Mbappe right now that you guys have. What you guys have right now, this Mbappe that you guys have, is an egotistical player who believes that he is the main guy. He's got main character syndrome. That's the issue. He's got main character syndrome. He's arrived in this Madrid team because Florentino Perez has basically been dreaming of having this guy for years. And now that he's here, he feels that everything has to go under his way. And that's the issue here. At the end of the day, I look at this situation and I'm like, Madrid can easily fix this situation by just saying, you know what, Kylian? This ain't PSG. This is not the French national team. Yes, we signed you as a Galactico, but respectfully, bro, you are at Real Madrid now. You either have to play the way we want you to play, or you can leave. The door is right there. No one is bigger than this club. You understand what I mean, right? And I feel like that is the issue. And the only person I feel like that can tell him that is the president himself.
I agree.
It's the guy who brought him in. He's the only guy that can say, yo, you need to play for the team. There is no I in team. Okay? If the manager wants you to do something, you do it. I don't care if your numbers go down. Okay? This is not about the numbers. If you win the league Champions League or you win the treble, guess what, bro? You are a treble winner. You've won the Champions League. You've won those trophies. But you want to be sitting here winning the golden individual trophies. Listen, there have been players that won individual trophies that have never seen the big trophies, like the Champions League, the World Cup. I mean, he's seen the World Cup, but you know what I mean? The big trophies. Even guys like Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo was the main guy, but this is the thing. When you look at that team that you guys had when you were doing the 3P, yes, Ronaldo was the main man. But Ronaldo was playing with his... Ronaldo wasn't going to Bale's area or going to Benzema's area. He had his position. Everyone knew where they had to be. Ronaldo was never in another person's position. He knew where he had to be, and he always got the ball where he needed it. And that's why that link-up always worked. The problem in Mbappe is he's trying to do the Ronaldo thing without having the positioning of a Ronaldo or the IQ of a Ronaldo. And that's the problem that you guys are having now. This could be a big issue. Because if the players like you mentioned, Jude Bellingham, Jude Bellingham is arguably what? The third best player. He's like if you talk about a big three, right? He's the third. He's the third one in this. So if he's sitting here calling out Mbappe, now there's a problem. Now there's a huge problem now, because now the third person in the group now is saying, "Yo, you are not pulling your weight in this team. Yeah, you're scoring goals, but you're not pulling your weight in this team."
Yeah, but Bellingham will actually back Vinny, for example, in this whole situation as well. Like, Mbappe is the one who's just come in. Like, Bellingham can understand that even with Vinny and Rodrigo in that team, we won a champs. You know, he understands that the team that we played with. I know we had obviously Toni Kroos there as well, but the whole team itself was built on just working hard for each other. That's why we won the Champions League. We didn't win the Champions League on the most immaculate play. We didn't play the best football in the world. It was arguably probably one of the worst I've seen. But we won the Champions League because every single player worked for each other. The Bellingham, that front three, even though Bellingham was just completely in there all the time, he scored clutch goals throughout that season that made us win La Liga. So he understands what it takes for the team to work together. But Mbappe hasn't seen that because he hasn't seen the trophies that the current crop of players, the ones who have won the trophies, he hasn't seen them. So he is the anomaly here. I'm sorry, he's the anomaly. And I could say this right now, like, for example, if you had, for example, Haaland in this team up front, would Haaland will be running on the box all the time, and he would be in there all the time. Yeah. Vinny and Haaland will work together. You know, if you had any Kane, it would be absolutely immaculate. Like, for example, you could put Vinny in any team in world football, and he probably could do a good job. If you put Mbappe up front as number 9 in any team, will he do a good job? No. I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah,
he'll get goals. He'll get goals.
And that's the thing, like, that you brought up, Dave, that I wanted to touch on, right? Is that for a player like Vinicius, it's much easier to gel him with any team because Vinny is not trying to be the main man, right? Like everybody talks about egos. Vinny is not trying to be the top goal scorer. Vinny is not trying to be the number one guy. Vinny has always been a creator. This is why he's top 5 in Champions League history at 25 years old with assists for the entire tournament, right? This is why he worked so well with Benzema. This is why he's worked so well even in Jude's first season, right? Well, you think that Vinny wasn't creating? If you look at when Mbappe first joined us, I'd say the first half of his first season, Mbappe was trash. How many assists did Vinny put on a plate for this guy and he couldn't finish? How many penalties did Vinicius give up earlier in Mbappe's tenure for Mbappe to take them, right? Just to get him some goals. So everybody tries to run this ego gimmick on Vinicius when Carlo Ancelotti said before we signed Mbappe in May, before the Champions League final, the reason that we were so successful in that 23-24 season was because there were no egos, right? He said Vinny, Jude, Rodrigo, like all these guys, they play for each other, right? Now Mbappe's here, all of a sudden, everybody has an ego. There's a locker room crisis. There's civil wars that are going on. You could get any striker, any like actual striker in world football, put him at Real Madrid with Vinny, he will cook. For example, you know how we were linked to Erling Haaland? You can't have Haaland and Mbappe in the same team. Are you mad? What are you going to put? Mbappe on the left wing, Haaland in the 9, and then what are you going to tell Mbappe? You must create for Haaland. You must pass, cross the ball. Because Haaland can't create chances for Mbappe. You can't have a goal-scoring number 9 if you are in a team with Mbappe. You need somebody that can play like a Benzema role. Sit back, and then, like, you can even say, forget Benzema. Let's say even like a Firmino at Liverpool, where Mo Salah.
Giroud done it for France, mate. Giroud done it for France.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have a goal. Like people say, oh, sell Vinny, go get Osimhen and Mbappe. They would be fighting every game. Like you have to. So you have to sacrifice a lot for a player like Mbappe, and I just don't think it's worth it. The only thing that he's done at club level of note is he won the league at Monaco. That's the only thing that impressed me, right? And yes, he was young, but he played a big role in that Monaco season, like in League and in their UCL run. Mbappe was pretty crucial. So I'll give him, but like what you did at PSG does not matter to me. Yes, the World Cup is fantastic, but club level, you have not been able to lead any team to the promised land. And this is why I don't believe in him. If Mbappe would have won the UCL at PSG, being the main guy, I'd be sitting here saying, you know what? Maybe, because it's proven it can work. So, like maybe we're judging him too harshly. But as of right now, it's not proven. That is where I am hesitant to just make Mbappe like the guy for whatever project Real Madrid are trying to do.
No, I mean, look, I think definitely that's the issue. And look, when I look at this, because you alluded to it earlier, right? I think that if you look at like a club like mine, like Barcelona, right? If you look at us, right, we have Yamal, Rafinha, and Lewandowski, right? If we had like a player like Mbappe, right? Mbappe is what? Natural left winger? Like that's what he is. He's a natural left winger, right? So I feel like if he was at a Barcelona, where Rafinha is not a natural left winger, he's a right winger that can play on the left, and he's been doing well at the left, right? I feel like that might have actually worked if we had like an Mbappe. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to cook and things will be different, but I think he would have been better off at my club than he would be at yours right now. Because right now at your club, he's playing out of position. Because Vinny has already proven that left wing, he deserves to have that left wing for himself, right? And Mbappe, he's the guy coming in. I feel like Haaland kind of fit you guys for what you guys were trying to build in the first place, right? But it's like I mentioned before, it's the obsession that your president has had with this dude. He's been wanting this dude for years. I mean, you guys started signing 2 years ago. He snubbed you guys. You still signed them on a free 2 years later, right? So clearly it was an obsession. And now, basically, here you are. Like you mentioned, Will, you got 3 more years to deal with this. And for you, do you guys think he's going to, do you guys genuinely think he's going to stay for the next 3 years if this continues? You think eventually the club will just say no?
No, he'd be done. If we don't win a trophy next year, we're looking at common denominators. I'm telling you, and we're gonna get rid of players like fast. I don't even care. Like this is.
But the issue is who buys him, Dave.
He's too much. He's too much money.
Yeah, like he'd have to go Saudi, maybe Man City in a year or two. Like the options are very limited for an Mbappe to leave a Real Madrid.
And you don't see high profile swap deals in football. You don't see like Mbappe and a Haaland and plus money or whatever. You don't see those high profile swap deals in football. It doesn't work because you're just basically bargaining chips for other players to come into your squad. It won't work. So you need Mbappe, for example, for a big club maybe to really go in for him, and then okay, cool. Then another player comes in once we get the money. That's the only way you're gonna get rid of Mbappe, and Mbappe's here for a long time, mate. So yeah, I don't even know what's going on, mate. We didn't pay anything for him, but his wages are very, very high. So I don't know, man. He needs to take a crazy club to go for Mbappe. The only one I could really see if Haaland was to leave Man City, for example, I could see him going Man City maybe. It's the only club I could only see, or like a Chelsea if they do their flipping Suge Knight contracts or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, bro, because PSG won't take him back. Like
never.
Like they wanted him to stay. Like they wanted him to stay. Like people forget this. Like everybody says Luis Enrique like won the battle. No, he didn't. Mbappe rejected PSG multiple times that last season. They were picking Mbappe over and like they were telling Enrique to figure it out. But I'm telling you right now, if Mbappe offered his services back to PSG, they'd say no, thank you. No, thank you.
I think they've realized that he was the problem considering what they've been doing. They were like, yo, why would we bring you back, bro? You literally left with them better.
Exactly. Like, Liverpool could go for him, but they need some crazy amount of money bid for him as well. Arsenal were linked with Mbappe in the past, but I don't think they have the spending power by that kind of amount to get
Arteta
Mbappe.
couldn't even handle Aubameyang's like ego. Yeah. You get this guy. I mean, well, Arteta shouldn't even be there like after this season to begin with. But
Man United, if they got their finances together, I could see them getting kind of if they really went for it.
Bro, Mbappe at United. Oh my goodness.
By the way, did you know I know Ekitike got the injury now, so he's done for.
Ekitike is a perfect striker for you guys.
I would have swapped Ekitike for Mbappe. I think that'd have been perfect for Liverpool. Give me Ekitike, I'd say 60 million. You could have had Mbappe, bro, because Mbappe on Liverpool's left wing, you have Alexander Isak in the 9, and then you just got to go buy a right winger after Salah leaves, and Ekitike would have cooked at Real Madrid. I would have loved for maybe something like that to have occurred, but you know he got the injury, so he's
scouting, man.
It depends. But Mbappe's not leaving. I gotta say, he's not leaving. He's not leaving, man. That's facts.
Sadly,
we know it. So I tell you what, Vinny's got more chance of leaving Real Madrid than Mbappe. That's because of his contract, but obviously he's been agreed. They said, obviously, his wage is fine. Okay, cool. Vinny's going to stay. Mbappe's going to stay. Live with it. And that's it, simple. But I just want to see... look, if Mbappe can just stick positionally down the center, just flip and do that for a whole season and see what happens. You'll get your goals and you'll help the team as well. That's it, simple. And there's not many teams that can stop pace. If we have a good counter-attacking manager... There's not many teams that can stop in the world of football a counterattack of Mbappe and Vinny up front, and whoever's going to be on the right-hand side, whether it be Endrick or whoever's going to be. It'd be crazy.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, guys. We don't have a lot of time, guys. Obviously, there's been the link with Scaloni, but listen, I'm going to let you guys go and check out the podcast with Dave and Will, guys. They did talk about the next manager potentially, which is, Lionel Scaloni has been linked to Real Madrid, right? So will Lionel Scaloni be the guy if he comes in and basically change fortunes of the club? We will see, man. Listen, no spoilers in here, guys. Make sure you guys go check out the podcast. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been a special episode of the Madrid to Barca podcast, guys. We are officially back, guys. Big up to Dave, as always, guys, my co-host for joining, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Dave Talks Madrid and Dave Talks Barca, guys. Because listen, Dave Talks Barca, that's where we do the Barca quad. It's every Thursday. Yes. Hey, listen, man. Listen, we'll see, man. We'll see. He's been smiling a lot.
I might go to the El Clasico just to absolutely cook Real Madrid outside the Camp Nou. I don't know, mate.
Hey, listen, man. People probably look at you like,
I might just catch a trade. I won't go watch the match. I have no balls to watch the match. But I will be. Maybe I'll be outside the Camp Nou. Who knows? Who knows?
We'll see, man. Hey, listen, man. If you do, man, I'll definitely be keeping my eye on that post match today action for sure. But listen, guys, big up to also Will, guys. First time on the Madrid to Barca podcast. Appreciate you, Will, for joining. And listen, man. Long may it continue, man. 3 more years of this, I will be more than happy, man. Barcelona are doing back-to-back league titles and potentially, you know, like I mentioned, back-to-back. Some teams haven't seen their clubs do back-to-back in 20 years. It is what it is, man. But big up to every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Visca Barca. Peace.